Hello, Bob Phillips here, P&S Detail Studio. Today we're going to show you about dry cleaning of carpets. We're going to demo on this wonderful carpet mat, nice and dirty. We're going to demo on this mat, but what we do here you can duplicate on the interior carpet of the vehicle. We're going to showcase a couple of products and a couple of tools. First we have our Terminator, which is our spot and stain remover, and then we have our EnviroClean, which we dilute 8:1 as our overall surface cleaner. One of the common techniques that detailers use to clean carpets is a carpet extractor. Carpet extractors, when used properly, do a fantastic job, but we find sometimes they're not used properly and we introduce too much water into the vehicle. Thus we get mold and mildew and smell issues, and a lot of times just surface cleaning the vehicle or the carpet is a better way to go. So we've got our chemicals. We're also going to use our nifty tool called the Cyclo tool, the best carpet scrubber on the planet. It's a dual-headed tool. We have carpet brushes installed. They have the aqua ones you see here, which are very well used, or white ones which are slightly stiffer. I don't really have any personal preference between the two. Both will do the job. If you don't have a Cyclo tool, you can go to the poor man's brush, do it by hand. You can do the same thing, or even it's very common to use this on a rotary polisher. And what's nice, this is Velcro. You can attach it to the backup plate of a rotary polisher and basically duplicate the same thing here that I'm doing with the Cyclo. I have found that the Cyclo tool is the best tool for the job. The first thing we want to do is dry brush the carpet. The reason we do that is that helps lift most of the debris out of the carpet and loosen the dirt. So I'll start with that process first. One of the things I want you to notice is when I start the tool, it's loud, so talking through it is tough. But I want you to notice is how I'm not putting any pressure on the tool, it's doing all the work. Now, I don't know if you could see what I was seeing, but on off camera, what I see here, maybe the camera doesn't pick it up, but boy, the dirt is just flying out of that carpet. So then once I'm done doing the pre-brush technique, then I want to fire up my vacuum and pull some of the dirt out of it. Now, a lot of times what you'll find is if the carpet is not that bad, you're almost done. But in this case, we know this carpet's pretty bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our Terminator first, and we're going to pre-treat all the spots, and then we're going to use our overall treatment over the top of that. So we're going to focus on the really bad spots, making sure we concentrate on the grease, what could be coffee, things like that. Just hit them. Try not to use too much chemical, because the less we put in, the less residual we're going to have left behind. All right? Once we treated it with the Terminator, then we take our EnviroClean and we just do an overall light pre-treat of the carpet. Now, one of the things when you use a carpet extractor, we don't have the advantage of dwell or time to let the chemical work because we're quickly injecting the solution into the carpet and we're sucking it right back out. Now, when we're doing a dry cleaning process, we basically can spray this carpet, treat the whole interior of the carpet, and you want to let it set for 2 to 3, 4, 5 minutes. Let it dwell, let it do its job. Once it's done its job, then we're going to come back with a carpet brush and we're going to scrub this carpet. Essentially, we're dry cleaning the top surface. We're not using any water or solution, injecting it into the carpet. So I'm rushing it a little bit for the sake of time. I'm just going to start dry scrubbing this carpet and see what we get. Still concentrating on letting the brush do all the work. So the more you let the tool do the job, the more it cleans. Okay, so we've done a really nice job scrubbing that carpet, but we still got the residual chemical left behind that we got to pull out of the carpet. So you got a couple of methods. You could use the vacuum to pull it out as your final step, or kind of the secret of the trade is to take a white terry towel. This is not too white, but it'll work for what we want. And we actually wrap it around the head of the cyclo tool. A bigger towel than this is better. You wrap it around like so, and then we start up our cyclo tool, and what that does is now the towel pulls the moisture out of the carpet. And adds another level of cleaning. Okay, we flipped this guy over and we look, we pulled a lot additional dirt out of the carpet. Maybe give it just a final brush down. But that's your safe, effective way to dry clean carpets. Today, we're going to show you about interior cleaning and carpet extraction. We're working today on a beautiful BMW i3. What's really kind of unique about this car is it represents a broad spectrum of fabrics and materials that we face that create interior cleaning challenges for us on a daily basis as professional detailers. Number one, we've got these unique seats here that got what I call sport fabrics that create a unique challenge for detailers. They tend to stain easily, and the stains don't like to come out. If we try and clean the stains in a specific spot, they tend to create a bigger ring of stain, almost like a watermark. So we have to change the technique that we use to clean this particular style of seat. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then we have what would be a typical fabric or carpet mat. We're going to talk about proper extraction techniques. If you guys know me in my videos, I really am not a big user of extractors, but they are commonly used in the detail industry, so I certainly want to show people how to properly use them. The chemicals that I'm going to use today is I pretty much in all my videos try and put the same type of chemicals in there so you don't end up with a million products in your shop. So today we're going to focus on using Terminator, which you see me use commonly for a stain remover, and then my dilute solution of EnviroClean at 8:1 is my overall pre-treat on a shampoo. And then a product that I'm introducing that's certainly not new to us, but it works great on these sport fabrics, and that's this product right here, which is our G3510 foaming carpet cleaner. Basically, we spray this on the seat and we do a shampoo here. So what I'd like to do is prepare the interior for cleaning and shampooing, so standard principles apply. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to give this carpet just a little brush just to lift up the dirt. I've got my cyclo tool here. I'm just going to fire this guy up just to lift the dirt, kind of dry scrub the carpet a little bit. This really helps to lift the fibers and lift the dirt out of the actual carpet itself. Then once I've done that, I'm going to give it a quick vacuum. I'm going to use my vacuum here and pick up the materials, the debris on here. So we've got the mat pretty much clean, or the carpet pretty much vacuumed. What I want to do too is prior to cleaning the seat, I'm also going to vacuum the seat while I got the vacuum on. Just pulling the dirt out of the seat if there is any, or out of the crevices in the seat. Just a good practice. Okay? So what's great is I got two surfaces to work on, and I'm going to use two techniques right here on this one particular training video. So the first thing we're going to do is pre-treat the carpet. So I'm going to take my Terminator and my EnviroClean general purpose cleaner to pre-treat the carpet. So first thing I'm going to do is, obviously I got some really nice grease stains right here that I want to focus on with my Terminator, and I'm just going to hit those a little bit. I don't like to use too much product, but you know, when you got stains, you got to use enough to lift them or to treat them. And then I'm going to take my EnviroClean, just give it a nice light mist. I don't want to use a lot of product there, because I want to make sure I can pull all the chemical out of the carpet when I'm done. So now what's happening is we're going to let this dwell, and we're going to let this sit, and we're going to move on to our sport fabric seat. Now I mentioned that this requires a different cleaning technique. Here, what I've been shown many times, it's a fantastic technique. You use this foaming carpet cleaner on the fabric seat. It works on fabric seats also. And I just basically spray this on the seat like so and let it do its trick. What it does, which is different than injecting a chemical down into the seat, it tends to place on the top and it tends to lift the stain rather than drive it down into the cloth seat. Plus, we're also getting a nice uniform dispersion of product that creates, if we're going to leave a watermark, we're going to leave an even watermark on the seat. Then what I do is I'm going to come back with my Cyclo tool, and I'm going to scrub the seat. I don't press too hard, I just let the Cyclo tool do the work. If I see a stain, I focus right on the stain, make sure it's scrubbing or cleaning the stain. And that's basically it. They sell different types of brushes. I make sure that we do not use the really, really stiff brush, which is the black bristle on these types of seats, because it's going to mar or damage the material. Now that I've got that done, I basically come back with either a terry towel or a microfiber towel. I just wipe off the residual chemical, and I really have a really nice clean seat. As you can see, it's lifting the dirt off there. Give it one more shot. What's nice about terry is it tends to pull the moisture right out of the fabric, and you get a really nice, clean, uniform finish on that seat. Well, now what's been going on is, now that we're done with the seat, you can see that the stain's gone, the seat looks nice and clean. We're going to move on to the carpet here, and I always like to pre-brush prior to shampooing, and since we have our Cyclo tool, we'll use Cyclo. But if you don't have Cyclo, you can use essentially a small brush like this and do the dry brushing. And if you're watching, if you see this on the video, you may not be able to see it, but basically the stain just went away. So it's absolutely an incredible technique of dry brushing. Or if you don't use this brush and you got a Cyclo, you can take your Cyclo tool, put it right on there, let the Cyclo tool do the work. The only thing you have to be conscientious with the Cyclo tool is it's a big, heavy tool. It does all the work, but you got to make sure that you're not bumping into things, because the brushes will dent or mar some of the trim inside the interior. But what we want to do is focus on showing you proper shampooing techniques using an extractor. And one of the things is we do 1 wet pass and 2 dry passes. The common mistake that most detailers make is we get the interior too wet. So what I'd like to do is just show you the proper technique to shampoo the interior carpet. I'm going to fire up our extractor here. We got the vacuum going. You have a lever on the wand here. You depress this as you're pulling back. That's your wet pass. Then you come back with 2 dry passes. So here's my wet pass. I let go of the trigger. I come back, 2 dry passes. I move 2/3 the way over. Another wet pass. Let go of the trigger, 2 more dry passes. Wet pass, 2 dry passes. Now, obviously, you get fast at this as detailers. We tend to move like this, a little quicker, then work our dry passes in a different fashion. Okay, so one of the things about extractors is they're a great tool when you use them right. So remember, one wet pass, 2 dry passes, you end up with a beautiful carpet. We pre-treat, we hit the stains, we pre-treat with EnviroClean, we brush, and then we got perfectly clean carpets and seats. Thank you.